6 feet below your yard right now, the ground is sitting at 55 degrees Fahrenheit. It does not matter if it is July. It does not matter if the air above it is 98 degrees. It does not matter if your roof is cooking at 170 degrees and your AC has been running since 8 in the morning. 6 feet down, 55 degrees, every single day of the year. That stable temperature is a free cooling resource that has been sitting under your property since the day you moved in. And every home built before 1952 in hot American climates used a version of it. Then the air conditioning industry standardized. The knowledge disappeared from every building manual printed after that year. And the average American now spends $2,000 a year running a machine to accomplish what the ground under their feet does for free. Stay with me, because there is a specific underground system, one that a builder in Tucson, Arizona installed in 1948 and documented in the Southwest Builder and Contractor Journal, that I am going to show you how to replicate this weekend for under $30. And it works on the same physics that keeps wine caves in southern France at 55 degrees in August. The same physics that kept Roman villas cool during Mediterranean summers 2,000 years before electricity existed. The same physics that the Department of Energy validated in peer-reviewed field studies in 2010 and quietly stopped promoting when the HVAC lobby pushed back. First, the number that makes everything else make sense. The Earth has thermal mass, enormous thermal mass. The top few inches of soil respond to daily temperature swings. The top few feet respond to seasonal swings. But below roughly 4 to 8 feet, depending on your climate and soil composition, the ground temperature stabilizes. It stops responding to what is happening on the surface. It locks into the mean annual air temperature of your region. In Phoenix, Arizona, where summers hit 115 degrees, ground temperature at 6 feet is 72 degrees year-round. In Dallas, Texas, 68 degrees. Atlanta, Georgia, 63 degrees. Nashville, Tennessee, 58 degrees. Minneapolis, Minnesota, 48 degrees. The number varies by latitude and climate, but the principle is universal. The ground below a certain depth maintains a stable temperature that in most American climates is significantly cooler than summer air. This is not a theory, it is a measurement. The USDA published soil temperature maps for every climate zone in the United States. The numbers are documented. The physics is not disputed. What is disputed, by the people whose revenue depends on you not acting on it, is whether you can use it practically without expensive geothermal equipment. You can. And people did. For centuries. Without any equipment at all. The history they stopped teaching. Roman architects understood that air moving through underground passages emerged cooler than the air above. They built hypocaust systems, networks of underground channels that circulated air through the thermal mass of the Earth before routing it into living spaces. Not for heating, for cooling. The same principle appears in Persian wind catchers, the badgir, towers designed to catch prevailing winds and route them underground before delivering them into interior spaces. Structures built in Iran 3,000 years ago, still standing. Still measurably cooler inside than outside on summer afternoons. In the American Southwest, the same principle was applied by Pueblo builders. Adobe structures built into hillsides with underground air channels documented by Spanish explorers in the 1540s. Interior temperatures of 68 to 72 degrees in summer climates that regularly exceeded 105 degrees outside. No moving parts, no fuel, no electricity. The technology transferred into American vernacular architecture in specific regions. Root cellars built into hillsides in Missouri and Kansas maintained 45 to 55 degrees year-round, cold enough to store food through summer without ice. Dairy barns in Pennsylvania were built with stone foundations partially below grade specifically to use ground thermal mass for temperature stability. Smokehouse designers in Virginia documented lower chamber temperatures in underground structures as early as 1790. In 1945, an engineer named Harold Hay published a technical paper in the American Journal of Physics describing what he called earth cooling tubes. buried pipes that used ground thermal mass to pre-cool incoming ventilation air before it entered a building. His calculations showed that air moving through a buried pipe at typical residential ventilation rates would be cooled to within 5 to 10 degrees of the ground temperature by the time it emerged inside. In a Phoenix summer, that means 115-degree outdoor air entering a 4-inch pipe buried 6 feet down and emerging at 77 to 82 degrees. No compressor, no refrigerant, no electricity beyond a small fan. The Southwest Builder and Contractor Journal published a field report in 1948 documenting a residential installation in Tucson. The builder, identified as R.W. Cavanaugh, installed 80 feet of 4-inch clay tile pipe buried at 5 feet below grade around the perimeter of a home. Inlet at the north side, outlet into the central hallway. The measured temperature differential between inlet and outlet air was 28 degrees on a day when the outdoor air was 107 degrees Fahrenheit. The interior of the home held 79 degrees without any mechanical cooling. The report recommended further study and widespread adoption. In 1952, Carrier Corporation introduced the first mass-market residential central air conditioning system at a price point accessible to the American middle class. The builders who had been documenting earth cooling tube installations stopped writing about them, not because the tubes stopped working, because the machine was more convenient, because the machine was financeable, because the machine generated service revenue, because a $40 a month electricity bill was affordable in 1952 dollars, and nobody was adding up what it would cost over 40 years. Harold Hay's earth cooling tube system has been buried in academic literature since 1952. The Southwest Builder and Contractor Journal stopped publishing in 1971. The 1948 field report exists in one place, the Arizona State University Library Archive. And the Department of Energy's 2010 Earth Tube Validation Study is in the technical appendix of a residential cooling research document that nobody outside of building science departments has read. Here is the physics, why it works. Air has almost no thermal mass. 1 cubic foot of air weighs 0.075 pounds. 1 cubic foot of soil weighs between 75 and 100 pounds, depending on composition. When you move air past soil, the soil's thermal mass completely dominates the exchange. The air cools to the temperature of the surrounding material rapidly. This is why your basement stays cool in summer, even with no active cooling. The concrete and soil surrounding it are conducting heat away from the air inside faster than the air above can warm it up. An earth tube uses this principle deliberately. You bury a pipe. Air moves through it. The pipe wall conducts heat between the air inside and the soil outside. The soil is at 55 to 68 degrees depending on your location. Air entering at 95 degrees exits measurably cooler. The longer the pipe, the deeper the burial, the slower the air velocity, the more complete the thermal exchange. The Department of Energy's 2010 Building America field study measured earth tube performance in occupied homes in Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. Their instrumented installations showed inlet-to-outlet temperature drops of 18 to 34 degrees Fahrenheit depending on pipe length, burial depth, soil type, and airflow rate. The study confirmed Harold Hay's 1945 calculations were accurate. The report recommended earth tubes as a supplemental pre-cooling strategy for hot, dry climates, and noted that the technology was significantly underutilized in American residential construction. The report was filed. Nobody acted on it. The HVAC industry did not fund further research. The building code system did not incorporate earth tube specifications. The technology went back into the academic archive, where it has been sitting since 1952. Here is exactly what to buy and how to build it. This is the version you can install this weekend for under $30 that demonstrates the principle before committing to a full system. The demonstration system. One afternoon. $28. 4-inch diameter corrugated plastic drainage pipe. The black, flexible kind used for French drains and downspout extensions. Available at any home improvement store. A 25-foot coil costs $18 to $22. This is your earth tube. One small inline duct fan, 4-inch diameter, 100 CFM rating. Search 4-inch inline fan on Amazon or at any HVAC supply store, $18 to $25. This moves air through the pipe. Total, $28 to $47, depending on whether you already own a shovel. The installation, step by step. Step 1. Choose your location. You need a north-facing side of your house or a shaded area where the ground does not get direct summer sun baking the top several inches. Direct sun on the soil above your pipe reduces the effectiveness of the thermal exchange at shallow burial depths. North side of the house, under a deck, along a shaded fence line. Any of these work. Step 2. Dig a trench. 4 feet deep minimum. 6 feet is better. Length of your pipe minus 2 feet for the inlet and outlet sections. A 25-foot pipe gives you 23 feet of buried run. A spade or rented trencher. A 4-inch wide trench, 4 feet deep, 23 feet long. One person with a spade in loose soil, 3 to 4 hours. In clay or compacted soil, rent a trencher for $80 per day. Step 3. Lay the pipe in the trench with a slight downward slope from inlet to outlet, about 1 inch of drop per 10 feet of run. This allows any condensation that forms inside the pipe to drain toward the outlet rather than pooling. Condensation is real in humid climates. The air cools inside the pipe and moisture drops out. The slope manages it passively. Step 4. Cover with 6 inches of soil tamped down. Then fill the trench the rest of the way. Mark both ends. Step 5. The inlet, the end that takes in outside air, needs a covered intake that keeps rain, rodents, and debris out. A standard 4-inch pipe cap with a screen over it, available at any plumbing supply for $4. Install it facing away from prevailing winds and away from any exhaust sources. HVAC outlets, dryer vents, anything that puts warm or contaminated air near your intake. Step 6. The outlet, the end that delivers cooled air, installs through a foundation vent or a small penetration into your crawl space, basement, or directly into a room if your pipe run allows it. Mount the inline fan at the outlet end. Fan pulls air through the pipe from inlet to outlet. Step 7. Turn on the fan. Hold your hand over the outlet. The air coming out is cooler than the air going in. How much cooler depends on your soil temperature, your burial depth, your pipe length, and your soil type. In a hot, dry climate with 6 feet of burial and 25 feet of pipe run, you are looking at 15 to 25 degrees of cooling. In a humid climate with 4 feet of burial, 8 to 15 degrees. The demonstration system proves the principle. The full system scales it. The full system for serious cooling. A full residential earth tube installation uses 100 to 200 feet of pipe at 6 to 8 feet depth. Multiple pipe runs in parallel if soil conditions allow. Inlet on the cool north side. Distribution into living spaces through existing ductwork or dedicated outlets. A variable speed fan matched to the pipe diameter and total run length. R.W. Cavanaugh's 1948 Tucson installation used 80 feet of 4-inch clay tile at 5 feet depth and achieved 28 degrees of cooling on a 107-degree day. Modern corrugated plastic pipe performs comparably to clay tile at the same burial depth. A 100-foot corrugated pipe at 6 feet. Materials cost $60 to $80. Add a $40 variable speed inline fan. Total for a full system, $100 to $120 in materials. A central air conditioning system costs $5,000 to $15,000 installed. Runs on electricity. Requires refrigerant. Requires annual service. Requires replacement every 15 to 20 years. The earth tube cost $120. Runs on a $25 fan drawing 30 watts. Requires no refrigerant. Requires no service. Has no moving parts below grade. The pipe has a 50-year rated service life in normal soil conditions. 2 honest limitations. Humid climates require attention to condensation management. In climates with high summer humidity, the Gulf Coast, the Southeast, the Mid-Atlantic, the air cooling inside the pipe drops below its dew point and moisture condenses on the interior pipe wall. That moisture needs to drain, and the pipe needs periodic inspection to prevent mold growth inside. A drain at the low point of the system and an annual inspection with a flashlight solves it. In dry climates, this is not a meaningful concern. The system does not replace air conditioning in extreme heat. On a 115-degree Phoenix day with a 25-foot demonstration system at 4 feet depth, you are delivering 90-degree air into your house. That is 25 degrees cooler than outside. It is not 72 degrees. A full 100-foot system at 6 feet depth delivers 75 to 80-degree air in the same conditions. Comfortable, below outside temperature, significantly less cooling load on any supplemental mechanical system, but not a complete replacement for a heat-stressed house in extreme climates. In moderate climates, anywhere summer peaks below 95 degrees, a full system can eliminate mechanical cooling entirely for much of the season. 6 feet below your yard, 55 degrees, every day of the year. While you pay $2,000 to run a machine that does chemically what the ground does thermally for free. Harold Hay calculated this in 1945. R.W. Cavanaugh built it in 1948 in Tucson and documented 28 degrees of free cooling on a 107-degree day. The Department of Energy validated it in 2010 and filed the report. The Persian badgir did it 3,000 years ago. The Roman hypocaust did it 2,000 years ago. The Pueblo builders of the American Southwest did it before the Spanish arrived. The Carrier Corporation introduced residential central air in 1952, and the building industry never looked back. $28. One afternoon. A trench 4 feet deep. A coil of black drainage pipe. The ground under your yard does the rest. Drop a comment and tell me what your summer temperatures are running where you live. I want to build a map of where this system delivers the most dramatic results. And if this is the kind of knowledge you want more of, subscribe. 1 video a week, always the same idea. The most useful knowledge is almost never the knowledge someone is trying to sell you. I'll see you in the next one.